The focus and intensity is there. You can see it in their youthful eyes. For Kansas and Georgia Tech, this is the moment, the game of a lifetime with a trip to the Final Four on the line. On this day and this day only, St. Louis, Missouri is the gateway to San Antonio as Kansas and Georgia Tech play for a trip to the Final Four. The bracket in St. Louis. Kansas advancing by defeating UAB, Georgia Tech by taking care of Nevada. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, along with my partner Lynn Elmore with UConn and Oklahoma State already in the Final Four. Kansas and Georgia Tech are ready to knuckle up and play for their trip to the Final Four. And when you look at this Kansas team, Lenny, they've won 9 of their last 11 games. They've hit their stride at the right time. Wayne Simeon is playing like a true All-America, but they have to battle some nagging injuries.
Well, the key is recovery time. Only 1 day to rest from the challenging up-tempo of UAB, and the injured guys were more than capable. Significant contributions from each of them. Most prominent, Wayne Simeon. He was absolutely dominant in the paint against UAB. 30 points, 9 rebounds. He was the focal point of that Kansas offense, and he delivered. And you know Kansas, they're going to be looking to ride those broad shoulders of Wayne Simeon to another win.
Georgia Tech had to battle for their win on Friday. Their bench scored 28 points. They're playing without their best player on Friday, B.J. Elder, who sprained his ankle. The question is, will he play today, and how effective will he be?
Well, he's going to start today, but it was a costly victory against Nevada. You take a look at the injury as Kirk Snyder of Nevada rolls on Elder's ankle. He left the floor, tried to return, but clearly hobbled, and he was unable to compete, but his teammates stepped up, and Marvin Lewis was huge. 23 points, 4 for 9 from beyond 3, shooting like Marvin Lewis of old. He took the offensive reins. He'll have to do it again today.
So coming up, it's Georgia Tech and Kansas playing for all the marbles here in St. Louis.
Fully independent rear suspension, 5.7-liter V8, 346 limited slip, for impressive balance, great agility, crisp handling. Rear-wheel drive is back. The 350 horsepower Pontiac GTO. Fuel for the soul.
New low-slung worn-in jeans, $80. New vintage t-shirt with perfect not trying too hard look, $48. New limited edition Adidas, $125.
So I was thinking something a little more like that.
Looking like a professional for your internship,
Now you guys try.
priceless.
Do you want me to do it again?
No.
Apply for an internship making a music video for Hoobastank. Go to mastercard.com.
I just can't do this anymore. You want me to be happy, right? I just need more in my life. More flavor and smooth taste. Don't do that. You're the king, and you're funny. Nobody can question that. But I'm kind of into that cold filtered thing. This is kind of awkward. We're gonna get out of here.
Moving in on 2 hours sleep? That's a headache. The moment of choice, Tylenol or Advil for fast headache relief. Advil liquid gels work faster, stronger, better than Tylenol on tough headaches.
Hey guys. Hey.
Thank you, Advil. Advance to Advil relief.
If someone wrote a book about your life, would anyone want to read it? Navy, excelling at your life.
CSI's next murder suspect will leave you wondering if pure evil really exists. He felt like he was on fire. A new episode Thursday.
Welcome back to the St. Louis Regional Final. Third-seeded Georgia Tech against fourth-seeded Kansas. Time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline, Dwayne Ballant.
Gus, B.J. Elder's right ankle is heavily taped. I spoke to him a short while ago. He said there is some discomfort and restriction of movement, which will affect his drive to the basket and the elevation on his jump shot. But his adrenaline is flowing. He says he wouldn't miss this for the world. And there is this. The last 2 times this season he entered a game ailing, he scored 35 and 26 points respectively. Gus, something to think about.
All right, Dwayne, one thing is for sure, these kids will remember this game on this day for the rest of their lives. They're 1 win away from the Final Four.
2 teams are already headed to San Antonio. We want to be the third.
Growing up, it's every kid's dream, and now it's within our grasp.
I missed last year's Final Four. Now it's my time to live the dream.
It's been our goal all year. We're almost there.
I've been there 2 years in a row. I want a third.
Just one more win, and the dream continues.
Introducing the 15 new Chevy Colorados. Regular cab, extended cab, and crew cab. The most mid-sized trucks ever unleashed. Chevy Colorados. An American revolution.
Tender crisp, extra mayo.
Usual, no tomato. Great, huh? Thank you. Tender crisp, double lettuce, double mayo, no tomato.
Yes, sir.
We got the same thing. There we go. We get the same thing.
A couple more buns in here, Ethan. Want to kiss him?
Mouth-stretching chicken breast wrapped in crisp deliciousness. The new Tender Crisp. Have it your way.
No more biking for you.
It's the moment of choice. Tylenol or Advil. Advil can give you stronger relief. It contains the medicine doctors recommend most for tough muscle pain, strains, and sprains. Advance to Advil Relief.
Think of the little ones. Life insurance, loans, retirement. AIG, we know money.
How's that look?
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Burger King, AIG, Michelob Ultra, and by the new Chevrolets.
Welcome back to St. Louis, and we are moments away from Kansas and Georgia Tech. Kansas coached by Bill Self in his first season. He's led 3 teams to the Elite Eight. And a look at the starters for the 24-8 Jayhawks. Wayne Simeon, the man on the left. What a game against UAB. 30 points, 18 of 20 from the three-point line. On the other sideline, Paul Hewitt, 40 years old, brings a 3-2 record into the NCAA tournament as the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets took care of Nevada 72-67. A look at the lineup, the question mark. The man in the middle, B.J. Elder, he's starting, but how effective will he be? We have to pay close attention to how he runs early in this game. This game is being brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television. And there is a buzz in the building, folks. Kansas, Georgia Tech meeting for the 4th time. And Kansas leads the series 3-0. Their last meeting at the Great Alaska Shootout in 1999. And the Jayhawks advancing to this point. And for B.J. Elder and the Yellow Jackets, wins over Northern Iowa, Boston College, and Nevada. What should we pay attention to early on in this game?
Well, Kansas scored 100 points against a tough defense in UAB. Balanced attack, strong inside game. Flip side is Georgia Tech leads the ACC in field goal percentage D. They're going to have to put pressure on the ball, keep the ball out of the paint as often as possible, and that's Jarrett Jack against Aaron Miles.
Jim Bird, Tom Lopes, and Donnie Gray, and we're underway from St. Louis. Kansas controlling the tap. Here's Miles. What a sensational game. 13 points, 10 assists against the Blazers of UAB.
And right away, Georgia Tech really testing Aaron Miles' outside shooting ability. Look how much room Jarrett Jack has given Aaron Miles when he receives. And that's what you got to do. Keep the ball from going inside.
Here's Jack the other way off the turnover down the lane. A blocking foul. Got it up. Does it count? Yes. Jarrett Jack, so good at penetrating.
Well, after the steal, in transition, Jarrett Jack, we mentioned sometimes he's a little too unselfish. He's got to assert himself offensively, keep Aaron Miles occupied.
Jack, a sophomore from Fort Washington, Maryland, averaging 12 points per game on the season, has the free throw, and Tech's off to a 3-0 lead.
Little three-quarter court pressure by Georgia Tech right now. Anything to keep Kansas off balance. Although Kansas should be well-versed in the traps against UAB. They were terrific.
Kansas is going after a school record 3rd consecutive trip to the Final Four. Graves inside. The big fella has it swatted out of bounds. McHenry getting a hand on it.
Well, again, we talked about how important Luke Schencher is going to be. All he has to do is extend, force the big guys to shoot over those long arms.
Simeon off the mark on his first attempt. Here comes Jack into the front court. Pulls up for 3. Loose ball batted around. McHenry's there, picked up by Miles. Into the front court, Langford draws the foul, going to the basket.
Gus, both of these teams very good in transition. You know, they're a lightning quick. Once they get possession after a turnover, they're on you in a moment.
So Keith Langford, junior from Fort Worth, Texas, has been plagued by a bad knee. As a matter of fact, when the season is over, he'll have to have surgery that will keep him out a minimum of 3 months. Lefty. 15.7 a game, 2nd leading scorer on this Jayhawk ball club. And what is the book on Keith?
Well, Keith Langford is smooth, very quick, and do a number of things on offense, but he's got to learn to bring it every night. There are nights, and part of it attributable to injury, that he doesn't play up to his potential, but every bit a strong performer from the perimeter.
3-2 Georgia Tech. Opening moments. The St. Louis Regional, Oklahoma State, UConn already advancing to the Final Four in San Antonio. Great catch, Schencher, and he draws a foul. Gittins helping, and he picks up the foul.
And see, the strategy is to make the Kansas big men move. Schencher came all the way from the other side, used the pick to get that position. And with that size, down low at 7'1", with extraordinary reach, he's very difficult to block.
So Luke Schencher, a junior from Hope Forest, Australia, as the first one rims off, and this is what he's done in the tournament so far.
Well, you look again, he's capable of scoring, but his importance is rebounding and on the defensive end, providing a tall obstacle to opposition shooters.
1 of 2. 4 to 2. Here's some full court pressure now by the Yellow Jackets, broken easily. Miles setting up, looking for Simeon, who's posting B.J. Elder. Now Graves, the kick. Langford rise and fire, way short. Rebounded by Jack. Marvin Lewis was hot on Friday. And Graves comes up with the weak side rebound. That one's stolen by McHenry. Kansas trying to get it up the floor quickly. Georgia Tech getting back on defense. Now Elder's first shot. Miles the other way. Graves steps up and hits.
Wayne Simeon just took everyone's attention as he's tried to post down low. Jeff Graves, he felt awfully alone. Didn't have anything to do but shoot.
He didn't know what to do. Backdoor Jack, great cut to the basket, and he gets the tender bounce. Beautiful pass by B.J. Elder, and that ankle is still causing Elder some problems. He is not 100% guarding Langford. Here's Graves again. Rims off. 6-4 Tech. A 3 versus a 4.
Again, good decision by Georgia Tech. Resetting, trying to read the Kansas defense, which right now is a man-to-man that continues to sag, forcing Georgia Tech or inviting them to take that long shot when they want to get it inside.
McHenry. And that one way off the mark. Here comes Miles again.
And look at the sag by Jarrett Jack, not allowing Wayne Simeon to get a clean look. And a couple of times down, you're going to take a look at Wayne Simeon. Just hold it right there. Look at him inside. You look at the guys that are surrounding him. 3, 4 white shirts in the paint, all focused on trying to keep Wayne Simeon from getting the ball inside.
B.J. Elder and McHenry head to the bench. McHenry picks up his second foul. Brings in Clarence Moore along with Muhammad. Now Graves on the box, the kick, Gittins. Simeon the rebound, and another foul on the Yellow Jackets.
Well, Jarrett Jack has been the guy who's put points on the board in transition, primarily driving to the basket on a backdoor cut. He's got to get some help from his friends, though. That's not the varied attack that Georgia Tech likes. They like to get a lot of guys involved, shoot the 3, opens up inside. Kansas the same thing.
Kansas 1 of 6 from the field. Graves short-armed it. Schencher with the rebound. Here come the Yellow Jackets, 2 of 6. Lewis.
Both teams doing an excellent job right now in the last couple of possessions of getting back in transition, understanding how good the other is.
Ball tapped around, picked up. Ismail Muhammad.
See, 4 shirts in that paint before Georgia Tech can get their people down.
Some early game jitters by both teams. You can tell it in the shooting. Miles pulls up. His shot strong. Kansas is 1 of 10 to start this game.
And Gus, I don't know, it's got to be more than jitters because some of these shots aren't even close.
Schencher. And a foul. Graves picks up the foul for Kansas. That's his first.
And that's what you need if you're Georgia Tech, a more varied attack. That time Lewis just drew the defense and looked for Schencher. And he's a key ingredient to this offense. You take a look, only 7 points, but he keeps defenses honest as far as the Georgia Tech perimeter game is concerned.
Luke gets the first one to go. Follow the game on CBS Sports Line's Game Center and get more than just live scores. Get play-by-play coverage as it happens without having to refresh the page. Check it out at cbssportsline.com. Schencher again. Nice touch for the 7-footer, 15:03 to go. In the first half, 8-4 Yellow Jackets.
The new Colorado Z71 with an available 220 horsepower engine.
You're it.
Don't let all that power go to your head. Chevy, an American revolution.
Units per transaction, then we could up the margins by a very sizable...
Call me?
Really?
Of course.
So, did you kiss her? 2 more weeks, Dad? I'm cutting you loose.
Your student driver is going solo. Don't insure him with just anybody. Get a State Farm agent, someone you can count on to be there with young driver discounts and the coverage you need now. No wonder more families trust State Farm.
Did he kiss her?
It's the invention that made them a fortune.
One spray and Doggy Doo disappears.
But everybody wants to know.
Where does the poop go to? I don't know.
Ben Stiller, Jack Black. Envy, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, April 30th.
Why do we rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car makes all the difference.
Grandma, look, they're here. Hi, Grandma.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Can a man like this,
I used to be mentally retarded,
He has a neural implant.
decide his own fate?
This guy's gonna die.
Unless he gets the implant removed.
A New Century City, Tuesday.
Welcome back to St. Louis, where Georgia Tech leads Kansas. 12 months ago, Wayne Simeon of Kansas was in a hospital bed recuperating from shoulder surgery. He was watching his teammates cut down the nets as a semifinal winner and going on to the Final Four. This year, he wants to cut the nets down himself, and Gus, as you pointed out, he's playing like an All-America.
No doubt about it, Dwayne. 30 points against UAB. Tied a Wilt Chamberlain record with 18 free throws made that dates back to 1958 in that game.
He's averaging a double-double in the tournament over 3 games. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 58% from the field. But the problem is when he gets it inside today, only one opportunity from the field. Kansas has got to find a way to get him the ball.
There he is, turnaround jump shot inside, and he short arms it. Bynum in the game. Kansas 1 for 12. Bynum down low. Muhammad speaks. What a reverse layup.
We talked about both teams in transition, but it's Georgia Tech getting the best of it. Again, Bynum just finds an opening, draws the defenders, and gets a little acrobatic opportunity here. Ismail Muhammad, known in the ACC circles as the human highlight, usually for thunderous dunks, showed us a little bit of dipsy doodle right there.
Some David Thompson hang time there. Here come the Jayhawks. Langford. And the explosion isn't there for Langford because of that knee injury. Now Padgett up top, Miles. Simeon, double team. Wow, what a pivot. Padgett kept it alive and sticks it back.
But at least now Kansas can feel better that they're getting the ball to Wayne Simeon. He now has to connect or get fouled. He's also attempted 36 free throws in 3 games in this tournament. So if he's not scoring, he's absolutely getting to the line.
Near the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game,
We will select the Chevrolet most valuable player of the game from each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed more than $8 million to the general scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. 13:50 to go in the first half. 11-6. Georgia Tech. The Tech defense doing a nice job on Kansas. The Jayhawks are 2 of 14 from the field. Here's Paget. Almost threw it away. Miles, the baby jump shot. No. Simeon can't slam it down. Gets his own rebound strip. Recovers it again. Michael Lee in the game. Paget along with Langford and Simeon. In the corner, Lee. Explosive. Off-balance shot.
And that matchup zone that Georgia Tech is playing is just enough to throw Kansas off their rhythm. They're getting point-blank shots, still missing.
Langford the other way, 16-foot riser off the heel of the rim. Kansas so far in this game reluctant, Lenny, to shoot that 20-foot in jump shot, especially with Simeon drawing so much attention close to the basket.
Well, first of all, they're 2 of 18 from the field, but that matchup zone is really confusing them. It looks like a man-to-man. It follows like a man, as we see Schencher bust that 8-footer. But then it becomes a zone, and Kansas can't figure out how to attack it. They keep trying to go inside.
What do you do?
Well, you got to take what the defense gives you. You got to pressure them by putting it on the floor, penetrating like that.
And Miles, a pass first point guard, knocks one in, 13-8. Georgia Tech out of the ACC, inside to Schencher. That one right out of bounds. Clarence Moore throws that at the feet of the 7-footer. Not a good pass. And Moore will head to the bench, replaced by Theodis Tarver. Simeon going to the bench as well.
B.J. Elder back in the ball game. It appears that that ankle is fine. Got it warmed up for the first few minutes as a starter. Took a little rest. Now he's back out there. And again, the pressure forces Kansas to kind of scramble a little bit. But you got to find this guy in a zone.
Giddens, 18 points against UAB. He is a sharp shooter, only a freshman. Those 18 points coming on 8 of 14 shooting. And the Jayhawk fans are back into it. 2-point game. Al Bynum, 9 points off the bench the other day. Tarver, short. Graves with the long rebound. Kansas can tie it. Diagonal pass. Giddens, extra dribble. And we've got a tie game.
And Gus, that time, the Georgia Tech transition defense broke down. You know, we marvel at the way these guys were getting back in transition in 2 breakdown situations. 7-0 run in 1 minute for Kansas.
Lee with the rebound. Here come the Jayhawks. Knocked away Moore. Great play. Denying the post entry pass. Gets it back. Up and in. You give it up, you get it back. As Jack puts that one on a dime.
That's right. You'll always get it back from Jack. He's looking to make guys better.
15-13.
And again, look at the front inside. Moore on Paget. Not allowing the interior pass.
Long 3-pointer by Giddens off the mark. Now Jack right down the lane.
Well, Jack really putting pressure on that Kansas defense time and time again, handling the fast break, forcing the issue, getting into the paint, forcing the defense to collapse. He's scoring some, and he's creating for others.
Jared Jack at the line. The numbers in the tournament. 7 points, 4 assists. First one good.
Well, we talked about Jared Jack. Here's the book on him. He is the maestro. Puts everybody where they need to be. Also the historian. He'll rely on tapes of former greats like Isaiah Thomas, Tiny Archibald. But he must look for the basket as he is today. He must make himself a threat as he is today.
Second one good as well. 10:26 to play in the first half. Jack with 7 points and 3 rebounds early. Tech up 17-13.
It's kind of like an airbag.
Airbag?
Same at the airport, checking email. I drop my ThinkPad. It senses the drop. Hard drive braces for impact. Like an airbag.
So if I dropped it, it would just...
Brace for impact.
Oh, yeah?
That's not my notebook.
Check, please.
Klutz-proof wireless, only on a ThinkPad with Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Come back soon?
As soon as I can.
I'll use my miles card. I'll use my miles card. I'm back.
With most miles programs, it takes a long time to earn a free flight.
All these years. And you never got a Capital One card?
Introducing no-hassle rewards from Capital One. Free flights start at 9,000 miles with no blackout dates.
What's in your wallet?
Don't ask.
So you're telling me we can get 8 million L28s at 6 1/4, and by the 10th?
It's covered.
And we can move them all from South China to LA for distribution by the 1st of next month.
Ocean freight. All set?
And no customs hassles. None, right?
They'll be cleared.
The supply chain experts at UPS will help you keep the promises you make.
Cross your heart?
Your supply chain synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
I got a fever, an inflammation that's...
Introducing the new Chevy Equinox.
You turn the heat on me.
It's one hot SUV.
My name is Kenny, and I want to work for a sports agent. I've always just been around athletes. I realized that if I was going to be happy in life, I was going to be working in sports. I'm looking to learn from another agent. You know, it can be a match made in heaven, and I think that it will be.
Monster. Today's the day.
What if you believed you committed murder, then discovered you could be innocent?
What did you see that night?
Something I wish I hadn't. TV's most watched new drama, Cold Case, CBS tonight.
All right, a look at the game summary. Tech has scored 15 of their 17 points, Lenny, in the paint.
And it's all because of the transition, the push by Jared Jack. He's got 7 of those points because he's asserting himself. And if you're Kansas, there are 2 ways to stop that. One, obviously, get back quickly in transition on defense, but the other is to hit the offensive glass on your end. You've got to be able to keep the ball alive.
Jeff Hawkins checks in for Kansas along with Graves, getting Simeon with it right now. And Langford across the lane, Simeon short, loose, and Moore with the rebound.
Boy, a tough afternoon for Wayne Simeon. 6 of 8 on Friday, now 0 of 5.
Jack coast to coast, having no problems getting inside. 9 points for Jarrett. Graves has it taken away. Jump ball is the call. And Georgia Tech receives it again.
And Gus, when you look at the comparison of the teams, Kansas, the bigger, stronger, thicker team, you would expect Georgia Tech to try to run them. They've got the leaner, that look like the more live athletes, and that's exactly what they're doing today. They're looking to run Kansas, and in transition, they've had some success.
Jack with Moore, along with Lewis, Tarver, and B.J. Elder. Tarver facing on the baseline. Skip past Moore. Got by his man, draws a foul. He got his shoulders by the Kansas defender and will go to the line.
Well, again, it's the aggressiveness of Georgia Tech, either in transition or in their half court. And that's just an excellent job of Clarence Moore to get head and shoulders past Big Wayne Simeon, who on the perimeter obviously doesn't have the advantage.
Jeff Graves picks up his second. Clarence Moore at the line. First one is good. Young man took a year off of basketball to deal with his emotions after losing his mother suddenly. But after the year, he is back in the fold. And a big contributor for the Yellow Jackets. Second one good. 21-13 Tech.
Yep, Clarence Moore so important, particularly on the defensive end.
8-0 run for the Yellow Jackets, looking for their first trip to the Final Four since 1990.
And that's the thing about Georgia Tech. They've got a number of guys in that 6'6", 6'7" range that can play both in the paint as well as on the perimeter on D.
Simeon stripped. Ball tracked down. Look at the Big 12 first teamer diving. And a timeout called by Jack.
I don't like that timeout. You got to know the possession arrow is pointing in your direction.
9:11 to play in the first half, 21-13 Tech.
Great teams are often forged over the hot coals of adversity. On the eve of the big meeting, the third quarter numbers suddenly changed. But so did your presentation, automatically. You have the new Microsoft Office system. It's a Cinderella story.
Hi, Tito. I hope you enjoy the empanadas and Coke. Love, Mom. Aw.
Hey, man. Something smells good.
Hi, Tito.
Hey, man.
New low-slung worn-in jeans, $80. New vintage t-shirt with perfect not trying too hard look, $48. New limited edition Adidas, $125.
So I was thinking something a little more like that.
Looking like a professional for your internship,
Now you guys try.
priceless.
Do you want me to do it again?
No.
Apply for an internship making a music video for Hoobastank. Go to mastercard.com.
Yeah, we've been around a while. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG, we know money.
I got a fever, an inflammation that's...
Introducing the new Chevy Equinox.
You turn the heat on me.
It's one hot SUV.
CBS Monday. Terrorists threaten the city. It'll be a day CSI Miami will never forget.
Get your hands in the air right now! Car!
A new CSI Miami, CBS Monday.
And the tournament summary. Duke is the only #1 seed left in the tournament. And the only time no #1 seeds made it to the Final Four was back in 1980 when Iowa, Purdue, UCLA, and Louisville all found their way to the Final Four. Louisville, a #2 seed, winning it.
Congratulations, Ohio State. A valiant effort by St. Joe's, but Oklahoma State, I mean, just absolutely did a terrific job on defense and down the stretch there. And I know my man John Luke is very pleased with the play of his son, John III.
Your teammate at Maryland as Moore hits the jump shot. Georgia Tech takes a 24-13 lead, their largest of the game. And this is basically a home game for Kansas. So many Jayhawk fans in attendance. Paget triple teamed. Miles.
And look at the scrambling defense right there. Again, they continue to switch outside, keeping the big guys down low. And there's the surrounding of Wayne Simeon.
Offensive rebound for Simeon.
And that's what I mean. You cut down on the Georgia Tech transition by getting second chance opportunities, going to the offensive glass.
Paget, he buries one. Two-pointer, 24-15. That stops an 11-0 run for the Yellow Jackets. Jack down low. Paget whacks it out of bounds. Timeout on the floor, 7:55 to play in the first half, 24-15, Georgia Tech.
Do you have the right truck? The best-selling half-ton regular and extended cab is now available as a crew cab.
Introducing the new Silverado half-ton crew. It's the right truck from Chevy.
Like a rock. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
After 2 separate stays at any Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Quality, Sleep Inn, Clearing, or Mainstay Suites, you'll earn a free night with Choice Privileges. The more you stay, the more you earn. For reservations or more details, visit choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
Oh, hey, Stu. New tie?
No,
Hey, Stu, waxed your back?
not lately. Hey, Stu. Did you take care of that rash? Nope.
Whoa! You going commando?
No.
Did you see your...
No. I saw my bartender. You told me to try this.
If you want to have it all, great taste, fewer calories, and half the carbs of Bud Light, talk to your bartender. Great taste, less filling, Miller Lite. Good call.
Why do we work? Why do we get up every day and go to work? Because we make things, fix things, send our kids off to learn things. At the Principal Financial Group, we know you don't just work to retire, you work to live. That's why we give people the financial tools to help them keep more of the money they make and do more with the money they save. You work hard, we make work hard for you. The Principal Financial Group, we understand what you're working for.
When a 14-year-old with $1 million personality signs to play soccer for $500,000 a year, that's a 60-minute story tonight.
24-15, Georgia Tech with the lead over Kansas. Gus Johnson along with Len Elmore, and Wayne Simeon has been playing excellent basketball, but he's off to a slow start today.
Well, he is, and that's because the Georgia Tech defense doing a terrific job of collapsing, surrounding him. They're playing a matchup zone disguised as a man, so outside a lot of switching going on, but the one thing they're doing is keeping Schencher in the middle at home, making it difficult to shoot over him.
Here's Muhammad on the baseline, slashing, no call, loose ball taken away by Simeon, and it's stripped out of bounds by Schencher.
Again, the bench for Georgia Tech really stepping up against Nevada, 28 points, filling the void for the loss of B.J. Elder in that game, and today they're starting to assert themselves.
Now Miles, along with Langford, Simeon, Padgett, and Giddens.
And now playing more of a straight-up man-to-man is Georgia Tech, looking to change defense, but everyone cognizant of dropping back in the middle, helping on Simeon.
Miles, 24-18, and that could loosen some things up if Miles can remain consistent from the perimeter.
Well, consistent from the perimeter, and that allows him to go by the defense that tightens up, get into that paint, and create better opportunities for Wayne Simeon.
Miles with 5, Bynum off the dribble. Short, tapped around, more offensive rebound. Too strong, Padgett with the rebound. Here come the Jayhawks. Langford, down low, Giddens, up and in.
Well, they ran that fast break very well.
And the Jayhawks can get up and down in a Lawrence minute. 4-point lead for Tech.
J.R. Giddens is the key to that. Very athletic, most athletic guy on the floor right now. He's got to get out and run.
And a steal, Giddens. Marvin Lewis fouls him.
See, when you're not shooting well from the outside, you got to find ways to get easy baskets. Get a couple of layups, a couple of putbacks. Then it takes the pressure off the jump shooter, because now your shooting percentage is a little better. You feel a little better about yourself. And when you elevate for those jumpers, you begin to relax.
Miles on the wing. Simeon. Offensive rebound. And Langford can't get it to fall. Simeon fumbles it, tried to save it, and it is out of bounds. Simeon 0 for 6.
He may be misfiring, but there's no lack of effort by Wayne Simeon. Look at him put that big body at risk trying to save that ball. That's what this game is about. Lay it all out.
And Simeon 0 for 6, but their second leading scorer, Langford, is 0 for 3. 2 points. 5:50 to play in the first half. Jack. Moore. Great ball fake. And he hits.
Boy, a lot of people don't know Clarence Moore can hit the perimeter shot. He's about 41% from beyond the arc. And as I mentioned, a terrific role player, plays strong defense, but obviously can put the ball in the basket.
Hit 3 threes against Northern Iowa as the Yellow Jackets won the game 65-60 in the first round. And Paul Hewitt, what a year it's been. Same thing for Bill Self, coming over from Illinois in his first year, replacing a legend in Roy Williams. Miles, the inbounder. Inside, Simeon turns, triple team, and fouled. And Simeon really quick box-to-box, Len.
Well, he absolutely is. He knows how to get open, and he's got the little guy, Will Bynum, on him initially. And as soon as the ball is in the air, you see the white shirts collapse down low. That's what Simeon's had to face all afternoon.
So Wayne Simeon at the line. First trip today. And he gets the first one to go. Thursday on a new Survivor. They're down to 10 All-Stars. What bizarre twist is in store? See why this is the best Survivor ever. It's all new Thursday at 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. 2 free throws good. And the carryover continues for Wayne Simeon at the free throw line after going 18 for 20 on Friday. Kansas forcing a turnover. Miles straight to the bucket. Stripped. And a foul call against the Yellow Jackets.
Well, coming right at us, Aaron Miles takes a page out of Jared Jack's book. In transition, force it right up the backs of the defenders. You got to attack the rim when you get the defense backing up.
And from a defensive perspective, when you have a Jared Jack or a Miles pushing it at you like that and you're getting back, what should you do?
There's not a whole lot you can do. You're on your heels. You got to stop the ball initially. Force them to go someplace else with it and hope your help comes.
So Aaron Miles having a terrific NCAA tournament as he rattles one down. Take a look at the numbers in the first round. 7 dimes, only 4 turnovers against Illinois Chicago, 9 assists, 2 turnovers against Pacific. Turned it over a lot against UAB, but had 10 assists in the game.
Well, again, by comparison, though, against UAB, 6 turnovers is not that much. Bottom line is he was able to get those interior passes to Wayne Simeon, and to a great extent, that's what accounted for those assists. Today, having a lot of difficulty.
7 points, 3 assists. Only 1 turnover for Miles.
But he's having difficulty getting the ball cleanly into Simeon, primarily because of the Georgia Tech collapsing defense.
Jack around the back, leaves it. Schencher misses the chip shot, and he draws a foul.
And you and I discuss this all the time about point guards and how you like point guards to score. As far as I'm concerned, though, I like guys who can distribute. Look at him put pressure on the defense, get into the teeth, force Padgett to honor him, and the rest just makes Luke Schencher a better ball player. But I'm looking at it from the big man's perspective.
As you told me the other day, you like a point guard that keeps your hands full.
That's right. That's right. I'll take him out to lunch every time. I think Luke Schencher probably spent an awful lot of meal money taking care of his point guard.
So Big Luke having a good day at the free throw line. Schencher with 7 points. And he is 4 of 5, making 5 of 6 from the line. 28-24, Tech. Miles leaves his feet. Not a good play. Moore doesn't look up the court. Muhammad broke free.
But it was a good decision. Moore saw him too late. And rather than risk the pass, he held up, because possession is so important right now. This is how you build leads.
Here's Muhammad along with Bynum, Jack, Moore, and Schencher. Muhammad. And a foul called on Kansas.
Georgia Tech doing a nice job of getting guys like Muhammad and to some extent more free by setting that diagonal pick, reversing the ball, and guys are getting wide open on the blocks. Once they get it inside there, Kansas has no choice but to foul because guys have point-blank range opportunities.
Georgia Tech struggled from the free throw line on Friday, 12 of 22. Excellent today. Make that 12 of 13 right now. Thursday on CBS, see why Entertainment Weekly calls Without a Trace a gripping, thrill-a-minute drama. Golden Globe winner Anthony LaPaglia stars in a new episode Thursday at 10/9 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. 29-24. Inside. Kansas turns it over. Moore ahead of them. Rips it down. Timeout KU. The Ramblin' Wreck rolling 31-24.
Will my car be ready this afternoon like you promised?
Yes.
Will you use a bunch of lingo I won't understand?
No.
Will you try to sell me something I really don't need?
No.
Do you like Broadway show tunes?
No.
Visit your neighborhood Midas mechanic now for lifetime guaranteed brake pads or shoes. Just $89.95, including installation. Guaranteed for as long as you own your car. For mechanics known for their work and their word.
Trust the Midas touch.
Georgia Tech leads by 7, and again, Luke Schenscher, we said he played an important role. Look at the long arms. It wasn't a great angle for the pass, but Schenscher does a great job of moving his feet, getting into the passing lane, and utilizing that reach of his. We mentioned how difficult it is to shoot over, while it's difficult to pass around.
Here's Simeon. Michael Lee in the game as well. Lee down the lane, up and in.
And that's what Kansas needs. They need more aggressive play. If you can't get it into Simeon because of the sag, make up the difference, force the defense to honor you. And then maybe you'll get some openings inside.
Elder pops out.
Boy, B.J. Elder only 0 for 1 from the field. Not really a factor in the game today.
Moore's been a factor. The tip no good. Rebounded by Elder. And a new shot clock for Georgia Tech.
And even on that rebound, he kind of hopped gingerly on that ankle.
Muhammad looking weak side, wide open Moore. Down the baseline, foul. Beautiful ball movement by the Yellow Jackets.
And I like the fact that both teams not just settling for jump shots. Take a look at B.J. Elder. He's just hobbling right now and moving the ball. You wonder if he's really helping, but look how closely he's being played, though, by Lee. He's a decoy out there now. It's just a moment of time before Kansas starts to realize he's not effective and stops playing him honestly.
Moore averages 6 points a game at the line as Elder heads to the bench.
And I think Paul Hewitt understands that it was just a moment or matter of time before Kansas realized the ineffectiveness of Elder, and he puts Jack back. He uses also Elder to buy some time for his backcourt player.
Moore short on the second, but as I mentioned, Moore 6 point a game guy. Today 12 in the first half, 32-26. Christian Moody checks in, number 34, with the ball. Here's Langford. Simeon.
If Simeon wants to avoid the double team, he's got to turn baseline.
And Michael Lee, pure.
Good ball movement, though.
32-29, under 2 to go. Bynum, force. Lee with the rebound, into the front court. Miles beats Jack to the spot, up and in. Yellow Jackets come the other way. Bynum down the lane. Tipped up, Tarver, no. Langford can't hold on. Lee comes up with it. Here come the Jayhawks running. Miles, Lee. Offense Good call. Good call. Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Seth Davis will preview the Atlanta Regional Final between Xavier and Duke, plus the Singular one-on-one with Billy Packer Trivia Challenge. That's all coming up on Singular at the half. 1-point ball game from St. Louis.
What can a 50-foot swell teach us about brokerage firms? The right combination of forces can take you where you want to go. Wachovia Securities welcomes Prudential Securities and its clients. Talk to one of our financial advisors. Together, we can achieve uncommon results. Wachovia Securities.
Will my car be ready this afternoon like you promised?
Yes.
Will you use a bunch of lingo I won't understand?
No.
Will you try to sell me something I really don't need?
No.
Do you like Broadway show tunes?
No.
Visit your neighborhood Midas mechanic now for lifetime guaranteed brake pads or shoes. Just $89.95, including installation. Guaranteed for as long as you own your car. For mechanics known for their work and their word.
Trust the Midas touch.
The X Factor. You know it's a part of the game. Is it a part of you? Introducing new Gatorade X Factor. 2 great flavors fused together under one cap.
Multitasking is great, except when you're driving. Answer the cell phone, referee the kids in the back seat, drink your coffee. We all do it. But Allstate knows if you do it a little less, you're less likely to have an accident or get a ticket. Keep a safe record and Allstate can save you up to 20%. Safe drivers cost everyone less. They should pay less. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Monday on CBS begins with Yes Dear and Still Standing. Then it's Everybody Loves Raymond and 2.5 Men, followed by an all-new CSI Miami. Plus The Late Show with David Letterman, Monday right here on America's Most Watched Network. 1:30 to play in the first half. 32-31, Georgia Tech. Kansas has never led in this game. Georgia Tech is led by as many as 11.
And after starting 2 of 18 from the field, Kansas has hit 9 of their last 13. 3 of those field goals in transition, as well as 4 free throws. So they're starting to get their running game going, and that's going to make it easier to score baskets in the half court.
Jack bottled up on the baseline. The foul called on Christian Moody. Good help defense by the Jayhawks, but they did reach in, and Jack will go to the free throw line. Georgia Tech as a team, a 70% free throw shooter. Bynum ready to come in.
And Bill Self still going after the officials now. He didn't like the call, the charge, the last possession for Kansas, and he let him have it, and the officials told him enough. So it's a question again of whether Bill Self can contain himself a little bit. His team's starting to make a comeback.
Big first half for Jarrett Jack, 11 points. And Tech takes a 34-31 lead. Here comes Simeon, make it Miles.
And he's being shadowed by Bynum. You got to have ball pressure if you're Georgia Tech.
Langford for 3. Oh! Simeon, offensive rebound right over the 7-footer. New shot clock.
Use his big body to command position on the weak side glass.
5th offensive rebound for Wayne Simeon. Langford. Miles rises. Rims off. Jack with the rebound. And Georgia Tech wants to play for one shot. About a 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock.
And with the guys they have on the floor right now, Will Bynum might be the guy who's going to receive with about 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Bynum, an explosive young man from Chicago, Illinois, transferred from Arizona.
He gave it up.
5 to shoot. Bynum now gets it back down the lane. The professor has spoken here as Bynum gets it to go. Here's Lee from midcourt. And that is it. Georgia Tech shoots 38%. Kansas 33% from the field. But it's Tech up 36-31. 18 of Tech's 36 coming from the bench. Now let's go to Dwayne Ballard.
Coach Paul Hewitt, offensively, your bench comes alive. B.J. Elder's not himself. But one of the big storylines, your morphing defense in that first half.
Well, we feel like we've got to continue to change defenses. They get comfortable. They execute their half-court offense way too well.
Thank you, Coach. Gus?
36-31, CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Gatorade, Choice Hotels, the Principal Financial Group, and by Pontiac.
Isaiah. Alcindor. Bryce. Hurley. Calvin Hayes. Patrick Ewing.
You decide the Pontiac All-Time Tournament team at ncaasports.com/Pontiac and register for your chance to win 4 tickets to the 2005 Men's Final Four and a 2004 Pontiac GTO.
Thursday, Survivor's back on its regular night with a new episode. The All-Stars are expecting to merge, but instead face a bizarre twist.
Oh, this is just weird.
Plus, the castaways play the ultimate trivia challenge. Win, stay in the game. Lose, go home.
Travis spoke.
A new Survivor All-Stars on its regular night, CBS Thursday.
Want to be a part of Big Brother 5? Log on to CBS.com and apply today.
The new BMW X3, the ultimate driving machine.
Let it go. Ooh, hold on. Hi, this is Beth. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep! Beth, I just got this new phone from my wireless company. And no one told you how to use your voicemail?
For award-winning customer service, switch to U.S. Cellular.
So when you get a phone, they'll make sure you know how to use it.
U.S. Cellular, we connect with you. Right now, get 900 anytime minutes for $20 a month.
What if all-wheel drive had brains? Constantly adjusting. Giving you the handling of rear-wheel drive. And the traction of all-wheel drive. But only when you need it. Intelligent all-wheel drive that changes with the weather. Available on the Infiniti G35.
Greg Gumbel in New York coming up on Singular at the Half. We'll have all the latest tournament news and a look ahead of the Xavier Duke Regional Final after this message and a word from your local station.
The fast C230 sports sedan with a supercharged compressor engine. To catch one, you gotta be in one. Visit your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
And a Tender Crisp regular.
I had the Tender Crisp with tomatoes and extra mayo.
Yeah, you know, they must have messed up the order.
Oh.
Sorry.
Mayo.
All-white meat chicken wrapped in crisp deliciousness. The new Tender Crisp.
Be away.
Dear DirecTV, your service is great. Crystal clear picture, programming guide, it's just so great. Nothing could ever describe DirecTV better than the word great. Maybe wow, but no. Great works best. Sincerely, Crisco Pensy.
Wow, great. Great, wow.
Get over 125 channels for $29.99 a month for 6 months, plus equipment and installation for up to 3 rooms free.
I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla, Amarillo. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
After 2 separate stays at any Comfort Inn, Comfort Suites, Quality, Sleep Inn, Clearing, or Mainstay Suites, you'll earn a free night with Choice Privileges. The more you stay, the more you earn. For reservations or more details, visit choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels. We'll see you there.
Enjoy the month-long crazy ride with CBS Sports and Coca-Cola.
It's going down, because we around. We run this chance. Now we gotta go out and play. We can get the drama popping. We'll go. Be a warrior and make this. We didn't come here to come close, and we came here to win the game.
CSI's next murder suspect will leave you wondering if pure evil really exists.
He felt like he was on fire.
A new episode, then.
We're going to prosecute your brother to the full extent of the law.
Do you honestly think I would turn against him? He's my brother.
You're going to go down with him just as hard.
A new Without a Trace after CSI Thursday.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half. Sponsored by Singular Wireless, the wireless company that fits you best.
And welcome back to our New York studios and Singular at the Half. I'm Greg Gumbel. He's Clark Kellogg. On his left is Seth Davis. And our score at halftime in St. Louis. Georgia Tech with a 5-point lead, 36-31. As you look at the numbers from the first half, Clark, I have to ask you, what's Georgia Tech doing out there?
They're doing a terrific job defensively. They're getting inside to get to the foul line. But really what really made it tough for Kansas in that first half was the zone defense, especially early on. I thought it confused Kansas. And they also have done a nice job putting multiple players on Wayne Simeon. They're going to make other people beat them from outside, and Kansas does a nice job here. We're going to circle Simeon, who's guarded by 2 Georgia Tech players. The ball's at the top of the key in the hands of Jeff Graves, and because so much attention is being drawn by Simeon, the Jayhawk players have to do what Graves did there, step up and make the perimeter shot. Another way to beat the zone defense is to shoot over it. J.R. Giddens is the most potent three-point threat for Kansas. He knocks one down there, and then in transition, you can beat the zone if you don't allow it to get set up. And on those 2 plays, we saw Giddens take advantage of that.
Well, obviously, the story of the game is the foul shooting, as you mentioned, 15-6 here, and that has to do with Georgia Tech's quickness in a way that you don't see a lot in the Big 12. And the guy for the Yellow Jackets, Jared Jack, was a huge recruit for Paul Hewitt when he turned down Tom Izzo in Michigan State. Look at the maturity here, not just the physical ability, going down the court, making the right decision, not getting a charge. And it's obvious that B.J. Elder is hurting here, and I think that if Georgia Tech's going to the Final Four, Jared Jack is going to be the guy to take them there. So far, it's working.
If Kansas is to go to the Final Four, what kind of changes is Bill Self planning in the locker room right now?
A couple of things. One, at the defensive end, they've got to stop fouling. They can't continue to send Georgia Tech to the foul line. The other thing, make perimeter shots and get Simeon more consistent touches, and he's got to score the ball inside.
Big Dub's my guy. He's got a bagel on the scoreboard right now. I don't care how many guys Georgia Tech puts on Simeon. They have to keep going to him. It's not a good sign for Kansas right now that Luke Schencher for Georgia Tech has no fouls. They need to keep going at Simeon no matter what Georgia Tech does.
All right, guys, the road to Final Four has one last stop before San Antonio. Down in Atlanta, Xavier and Duke are getting set to play their regional final. For more on that matchup, we check in with Vern Lundquist and Bill Raftery.
Thank you, Greg. The Atlanta Regional Final will feature the 7-seeded Musketeers of Xavier against the top-seeded Blue Devils of Duke. And, Bill, the overriding question concerns the well-being of Chris Duhon, the outstanding Duke backcourt player.
Well, and you have a captain with a big Valentine that gives you everything. That's the leadership quality that Mike Krzyzewski looks for in a player. He dives on the floor, Vern. He's totally involved. He played hurt, getting down on the deck, making passes, rebounding. This is what leadership is all about, and something Mike Krzyzewski looks for as inspiration for others.
In that win over Illinois, Chris Duhon managed to play 37 minutes despite those badly bruised ribs that he sustained in the ACC championship game. And Mike Krzyzewski talked about the qualities of leadership he brings to this club.
How rare it is for a coach to have an extension of the coaching staff out on the court, that you need that. And that's what Duhon is for me. And you don't have that every year anymore in college basketball or in any level of basketball. And Chris has learned that along the way, and this year he's been as good a leader as we've had at Duke.
Duke faces the hottest team in America here in the Atlanta Regional Final, the Musketeers of Xavier. Now back to New York and Greg.
Vern and Raph, thank you. You'll have to excuse Coach K if he's a little confident, but the Blue Devils are 9-1 in Elite Eight games under his leadership. Duke, that describes them perfectly, a confident team.
Without question, they're confident because they play always at their highest level. They never play down to the opposition. They'll be ready to roll. And the key guy, one of the key guys for them is Luol Deng. He's a terrific all-around player, a real matchup headache for Xavier.
I'll throw you another name I think is going to be critical today, and that's Shavlik Randolph. He's had a very good tournament, gives Duke another option inside. Much like Georgia Tech is crowding Wayne Simeon, you know that Xavier is going to be doing the same thing to Sheldon Williams. That means Randolph is going to have to be there to step up, give them another offensive presence, as well as help out in the rebound.
Just like Wayne Simeon, Shavlik Randolph just went, oh no, Davis mentioned my name. Let's talk about Xavier. What do they have to do?
I'm the hex guy, I know, at this point. But, you know, the thing that impressed me about Xavier against Texas is their rebounding. Texas was supposed to have such a big advantage, but rebounding isn't just about size, folks. It's also about quickness, not to mention things like desire and toughness. Xavier really bringing that to the fore. They did a great job. Look at them crash the offensive boards. That's obviously an important facet because at some points and in certain stretches of the games, you're going to miss shots. Remember, they did the same thing to Mississippi State and Lawrence Roberts. We talk about Xavier's guards, but they're pretty good up front, too.
They have been good. They've actually out-rebounded their opposition by 15 in 3 tournament games. That's a terrific margin on the glass, but the strength of their team clearly is their backcourt players, and one of them comes off the bench. He was a starter earlier in the season, but Diedrich Finn really executes the high pick and roll for the look at the three-point shot as he showed you there, and when you crowd him, he's got the speed and change of pace dribble to get by you. Romain Sada, one of the best all-around guards in the country. He's got terrific size. He's a confident, capable shooter from the three-point line. He can also finish at the hole, but his greatest strength may be at the defensive end and on the boards from the guard position. And this is the key guy, I think, for Xavier. Anthony Miles has been terrific over the last 2 months, averaging almost a double-double. He has to be on the floor for 30-plus minutes, and he has to be a factor at both ends, rebounding the ball, scoring it, and playing good, tough, aggressive defense.
All right, guys. Pardon me. Time now for the singular one-on-one with Billy Packer Trivia Challenge. Who was the last player to have a triple-double in a Final Four game? Shane Battier of Duke, North Carolina's Michael Jordan, or Magic Johnson of Michigan State? For a chance to win a trip to the Final Four, send a text message to 26222 or log on to cbssportsline.com/2 NCAA. We'll have the answer during halftime of today's second regional final. Seth gets to talk in about 30 seconds, but thank you for watching Singular at the Half. Gus and the birthday boy, Len Elmore, back with the second half of Kansas and Georgia Tech. Right after this, the winner moves on to the Final Four.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular Wireless, the wireless company that fits you best.
When you retire, will you be sitting here or here? Mutual funds from the Hartford, for people who are always thinking ahead. Ask your advisor.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car. Whoa. How about a pickup? A black one with a place for my bike.
With 2 million new and used cars, you're sure to find the one you want at Autotrader.com.
Need a loan?
Yeah. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
If someone wrote a book about your life, would anyone want to read it? Navy, accelerate your life.
For some, recovery is a long road. For men, they reach for revitalizing lotion Q10 because Q10 replenishes skin to feel healthy, firm, and fit, especially when you don't. Nivea for men, more evolved skincare.
Will my car be ready this afternoon like you promised?
Yes.
Will you use a bunch of lingo I won't understand?
No.
Will you try to sell me something I really don't need?
No.
Do you like Broadway show tunes?
No.
Visit your neighborhood Midas mechanic now for lifetime guaranteed brake pads or shoes. Just $89.95, including installation. Guaranteed for as long as you own your car. For mechanics known for their work and their word.
Trust the Midas touch.
You've got to step up. Close out all of the pressure. Trust everything you've been taught. And just believe you can do it. You know, my first day on the job sure felt familiar.
There are over 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Hoop fans, don't miss your chance to go to the 2005 Men's Final Four at the Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis, April the 2nd and 4th. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for your tickets online. That's ncaasports.com.
And don't forget the 2005 Women's Final Four, April 3rd and 5th at the RCA Dome in Indianapolis. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for tickets online. That's ncaasports.com, the official website of the NCAA.
It's all here on CBS, the most watched new drama, the most watched new comedy, and the most watched drama on television. Thanks for making CBS America's most watched network.
Georgia Tech leads by 5 at halftime. We'll return to St. Louis after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
My old nationwide wireless plan said they didn't charge me for roaming. Yeah, right. If I stayed in network, but if you can't even see the network, yoo-hoo! Network, I'm in the network. Oh, network. How do you stay in it?
There's no in or out of network with the new Singular Nation. You never pay roaming or long distance, even with your nationwide mobile-to-mobile minutes.
I call it my plan.
The new Singular Nation, another reason Singular fits you best.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Introducing the technologically advanced Acura TL. You could stop. You just don't want to.
That's a gimme, right, guys?
That's not a gimme.
That's not a gimme?
I think you should putt it.
You want me to putt it? The gimme.
Not a gimme.
Putt the gimme. I'm putting the gimme. Now that's a gimme.
At least you can count on the Toro Time Cutter Z mower, the most amazingly maneuverable Toro ever.
Hi there.
Announcing the Lincoln Mercury Think Big sales event with just announced savings on every Lincoln and Mercury, including the award-winning Mercury Mountaineer with the highest owner loyalty in its class, seating for up to 7, and 0% APR for 60 months, or $3,000 cash back, plus $750 loyalty cash for Lincoln Mercury owners and $500 Ford credit cash. See your local Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
For the Kansas University basketball team, practicing for the next big game is a way of life. For the past 20 years, KU has also conducted a basketball clinic that enables Special Olympians to practice their skills against the team. Because with a little help, the Special Olympians' dreams can become a reality.
Everyone on this team really enjoys working with kids. It's just a great experience to just teach and learn and have fun with the game of basketball rather than be so serious about it.
At Microsoft, we see your potential. We're inspired to create software that helps you reach it.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Papa John's Pizza, DirecTV, Autotrader.com, and by the Hartford Mutual Funds.
Welcome back. 36-31. Georgia Tech leads at halftime. Gus Johnson along with Len Elmore. And although B.J. Elder has been hampered by that injured ankle, this Georgia Tech defense is really playing great basketball.
Well, they certainly are. Both teams playing strong defense in the half court. The bottom line, though, is you look at the field goal percentage, not a whole lot of open shots. And Kansas, the inability to get the ball inside has hurt them. You talk about from beyond the arc, not a lot of open looks, a lot of hands and faces. Both teams guarding the line very well. Front court scoring, who'd have thunk it? Wayne Simeon, as hot as he is in this tournament, not getting the touches that he wants. And we see there 0 for 6 from the field. He is putting forth the effort on the boards. And B.J. Elder totally ineffective because of that ankle.
And also, the second leading scorer on the Jayhawks, Keith Langford, 0 for 4, 2 points in 16 minutes. You talked about Langford remaining aggressive, and sometimes he fades away.
And yeah, you can attribute that to the injury that he suffered, but overall, he has got to come to play. He's a terrific perimeter player when he's on. And this is about attitude now. It's about effort for him.
Here's Langford along with Miles, Gittins, Graves, and Simeon, the original starting 5 for Kansas as the Yellow Jackets get back into a 2-3 zone.
Well, they're making a 2-3 zone look like a 2-3 zone now, but still an awful lot of switching and following.
Simeon off the mark short. McHenry with 2 fouls. Picks up the rebound. Here's Jack.
Boy, on one end, the Georgia Tech defense really frustrating and distracting Wayne Simeon. He doesn't know where he's getting his shots from.
In the first half, free throw shooting a big key for Georgia Tech. Inside Schencher turns and banks it in.
Boy, a much better job of finding Schencher with good timing. In the first half, he broke open in the middle several times, and his teammates missed him. But that's where you get him the ball for him to be successful.
9 points for Schencher. Georgia Tech 15 of 18 from the free throw line in the first half, although they shot 38%. Baseline. Miles off the mark. Graves going after it. And it's tapped out of bounds by Graves. Now let's go to Dwayne Ballin.
Gus, I just chatted with Coach Bill Self of Kansas. He said in the first half, Georgia Tech's transition offense hurt them and that they missed some easy shots. He also said, quote, our best players have to step up and play, but he still feels pretty good about the second half.
And boy, that transition offense was absolutely terrific. 8 turnovers, which were 8 steals. Georgia Tech converted into 15 points. So that was about as efficient as you can get.
Here's Schencher. Double team. Ball reversal. Jack. Baseline. Jump ball is the call. Jack running right into Gittins. Could have been a foul either way. But
again, Georgia Tech very aggressive still in their half court, and it's primarily been Jared Jack. That time a jump ball was called, but he understands his team needs him to continue to penetrate that paint.
Jack, for the first time this season, jump hook Elder rolls off, tapped around. Lewis there, taken away. But for the first time this NCAA tournament, Jack has reached double figures in scoring in the first. And Langford can't get it to fall. You see Keith struggling with his explosion.
And you also watch Langford's eyes after missing that. He's very frustrated, but he's got to forget it.
Here's Jack again, stripped, picked up by Simeon. Now Miles. And let's see if the Jayhawks can get Simeon a good shot. Nice catch. That's a pretty good one.
Good recognition by Aaron Miles. That time, Georgia Tech in the man-to-man isolation. Simeon on Schencher with excellent position. Here they are in the man-to-man. Right there, Miles just recognizes as Simeon does a nice job of reversing and getting Schencher on his hip. You got to be able to read the defense and give your big man a chance to get set.
This young fella is too good a player to be shut out. 38-33. Muhammad wraps it around for Schencher and a push. It's Simeon who picks up his second. But you really have to compliment, as you take a look at B.J. Elder, the officials in this tournament. We've seen some terrific officiating. Lewis off the mark. Long rebound picked up by Schencher. And the Yellow Jackets turn it over and a foul. Tonight on 60 Minutes with White House National Security Advisor Condoleezza Rice in the eye of the storm over 9/11. Ed Bradley talks to her about it. This story and more tonight on 60 Minutes. But getting back to the officiating, it's been fun to watch, Len, because the officials are letting the guys play. It's been physical, but the big fellas have been able to do what they want to do inside and not pick up ticky-tack fouls. Langford the other way. Offense. And that's his first.
And again, the frustration for Keith Langford. He's trying to do everything within his repertoire to try to get off the schneid. Bottom line is, though, he has to make sure that when he has possession of the ball that he doesn't force the issue.
Now Jack crosses over. Inside Schencher. And beautifully done.
And I'm saying it over and over again. With Schencher, you got to deliver him the ball where he can do something with it. Not way off the paint where he's got to dribble the ball, but in the paint where all he has to do is use his length. And Georgia Tech doing an excellent job of that.
Giddens from downtown. And it's tracked down by Henrys. Nice save.
Not a smart save, though. Not under the other guy's basket. But fortunately, he recognized the white shirts.
Inside Schencher again. Lewis sets his feet. Short.
Boy, as hot as Marvin Lewis was on Friday, that's how cold he is today.
At 23 on Friday, no points today. Langford finally getting one to fall. And that should help his confidence. 5-point lead for Georgia Tech. Kansas is 0-5 this year when trailing at halftime. Lewis the other way. And this foul called on Langford. His second. 15:36 to play. 5-point lead for Georgia Tech.
Dear DirecTV, your service is great. Crystal clear picture, programming guide, it's just so great. Nothing could ever describe DirecTV better than the word great. Maybe wow, but no. Great works best. Sincerely, Chris Copensi.
Wow, great. Great, wow.
Get over 125 channels for $29.99 a month for 6 months, plus equipment and installation for up to 3 rooms free.
Sometimes in the face of insurmountable odds, unlikely heroes are born. As precious seconds ticked away, you took an impossible amount of data and turned it into something impossibly good. You have the new Microsoft Office system. Victory is yours.
It's far better to spend 15 seconds looking at this now than in 15 years wishing you had. Retirement, loans, insurance. AIG. We know money.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? Because having the right car or truck makes all the difference. Sweetheart, your honey-do list just got a little bit longer. Sorry.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Here we go.
The Late Show with David Letterman.
Oh, man.
Risking it all to entertain America.
Welcome back to St. Louis, where Georgia Tech leads Kansas. This is Dwayne Ballin. Georgia Tech's B.J. Elder has been taken back into the locker room. That right ankle continues to bother him. They are going to attempt to retape it, but guys, he has limited mobility, and it is in some discomfort.
All right, Dwayne, but it's okay for Georgia Tech because Clarence Moore has really stepped up in Elder's absence.
Well, he certainly has. 12 points off the bench, a total of 18 points for the Georgia Tech bench. So they are filling the void. And the question is, do you really need B.J. Elder with that ankle in this game?
Beautiful play. Jack on the backdoor cut has 13 points now, 42-35. Georgia Tech allows the Yellow Jackets to set up the trap. Inside, Graves spins to the basket and slams it down. Four points for Graves. Now Lewis with the step on the baseline. Cut off by Graves, and he's tied up. Jump ball. And it favors Kansas. Get in the game and play in NCAA tournament matchups as Coca-Cola invites you to live the madness only at NCAAsports.com. Under 15 to go. Second half. A Final Four berth on the line between Kansas and Georgia Tech.
And you see how much time it takes Kansas to get into their offense. Still trying to figure out the defense being played.
Giddens looking for Simeon. He's got the taller Schencher on him. Across the lane and draws a foul. He took it right at the 7-footer. Let's see who gets flagged. And it's McHenry who picks up his third. And that's also the second team foul against Georgia Tech. Simeon at the line. And he misses the first one. Tonight on CBS, C.Y. Cold Case is television's most watched new drama. Don't miss a new episode tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. Substitute Michael Lee replaces Giddens.
And I think that's a good substitution by Bill Self. First of all, he needs defenders able to match up in the backcourt, but more importantly on offense, Lee much more of a slasher, willing to take the ball to the basket, more aggressive. Giddens a jump shooter. Right now Kansas wants to get to the free throw line. They want to get in the paint to put pressure on the Georgia Tech D.
Jack, stop and start in the corner. Moore, he's been hot, way short. Here come the Jayhawks. Langford down the lane and a foul. Langford, the jump shot's not going, so he's decided to really attack the basket. And Keith Langford goes to the line to shoot two.
Well, in transition, that's where you want Keith Langford. Smooth lefty, as we mentioned, able to slash to the basket. And again, with him and with Michael Lee in the game, they got some guys who can take it to the hole strong. And that's what Bill Self wants. He doesn't want guys to settle for jumpers. He wants them to attack the rim.
Marvin Lewis picked up his third foul as Langford gets the first. Lewis heads out of the game. Bynum replaces him. Missed the second. Graves with the offensive rebound and a jump ball. And the possession arrow favoring Georgia Tech.
Boy, Jeff Graves upset because of the work he put in to get possession of that ball. Muhammad just got his hands on it. Graves not rewarded.
42-39. Muhammad. Dangerous pass, and the Yellow Jackets turn it over. Moore steps on the baseline out of bounds. That's the 7th turnover for Georgia Tech. And here comes Kansas. This crowd, a pro-Kansas crowd, you can feel them wanting to explode. And we've got a one-point game. Simeon stepping out 12 feet away. Kansas has not led this game.
Georgia Tech got to be very careful right now. After turning it over several times, they need to execute, get this crowd out of the basketball game, answer, and build their lead.
Jack steps back, no. Miles rakes it, takes it into the front court, finds Lee, down low, Simeon, and Kansas has its first lead of the game. Beautiful interior passing, timeout 10. 12:59 to go, 43-42 KU.
Think he's good enough to make the Pontiac All-Time Tournament team? You decide at ncaasports.com/Pontiac. Make more of your money work for you. Consider a Fidelity Freedom Fund targeted to your retirement year. For more information and to open a no-fee Roth IRA, call 800-345-5063 today.
So, your new friend is cold filtered?
I'm sorry, I thought you liked smooth beer.
This isn't about me.
That's right, it's not. It's about me and my beer.
What happened to your old beer? We all got along. I liked
Then
it.
you drink it, Dad. Did you ever think I might need flavor and smoothness? Who's up for more?
I don't need to listen to this!
I've tried it. It's good.
We're witnessing a college basketball miracle. Dick Vitale silent for an entire 17 seconds. On a personal note, for myself and sportscasters everywhere, I'd like to thank the crust, the juicy toppings, and the pizza delivery guy.
For fresh baked pizza at home, pick up DiGiorno for the game and you could win NCAA Final Four tickets for life. Look for details on specially marked packages or visit craftfoods.com.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Miller, Fidelity Investments, Advil, and by UPS.
Wayne Simeon had 2 points in the first half. He currently has 9.
Well, the bottom line is Wayne Simeon worrying about where he's going to get his shots. He's done a terrific job of now working a lot harder to get himself open and get himself in a position to score.
Kansas with its first lead of the game after trailing by as many as 11, 24-13.
And it's amazing what playing in a lead will do for your defense. Kansas much more animated.
Moore flat off the top of the backboard. Lee lost his edge and somehow Miles saves it. Here's Lee the other way.
Simeon now stepping out on the floor trying to make Shencher chase him instead of battling him down in the paint and having a disadvantage inside. Simeon now stepping off the lane, doing a lot of things on the perimeter.
Langford cut off by Muhammad. Simeon fires a 15-footer short. Loose ball rebounded by Muhammad. 3-on-3.
See, Jack's got to come, and he's got to get that ball. Transition opportunities, he should be handling it.
Bynum in the corner. Got it.
Because that's what he does. He finds open people.
And Georgia Tech reclaims the lead. Tech 2 of 14 from the three-point line today. Langford, Simeon run the pick and roll. Langford short. Here's Muhammad. 3-on-2. Moore streaking to the basket. Up, no. Moore rebound. Yes. 14 points for Clarence Moore. 47-43 Georgia Tech.
New low-slung worn-in jeans, $80. New vintage t-shirt with perfect not trying too hard look, $48. New limited edition Adidas, $125.
So I was thinking something a little more like that.
Looking like a professional for your internship,
Now you guys try.
priceless.
Do you want me to do it again?
No.
Apply for an internship making a music video for Hoobastank. Go to mastercard.com.
Georgia Tech trying to advance to the Final Four for the first time since 1990. Back then, it was Kenny Anderson, Dennis Scott, and Brian Oliver. Remember Lethal Weapon 3 as they fell to UNLV 90-81 in the semifinal.
Well, in this game, it's been a game of runs primarily for Georgia Tech. Their ability to convert steals into buckets in transition has helped them tremendously. But Kansas now able to get their big man Wayne Simeon off the mark. And it's given them a spark of confidence as a lot of guys now starting to challenge the Georgia Tech defense.
Lee along with Miles, Giddens, Padgett, and Simeon. Simeon guarded by Tarver. Inside Padgett goes up high. Lee. Got it. Michael Lee. First guard off the bench. He's been plagued by a collarbone injury this year. Bynum the other way. The kick, the reverse. Lewis traveled. Yes, he did. 10:37 to play. 47-46.
1,300 flights a day, huh?
Yeah, to over 200 countries.
Really?
So I can get this to Hong Kong, no problem.
一日飛去200幾個國家？
每日超過1300班機啊！
真㗎？
所以我要送呢個去芝加哥咯，冇問題。
Well, next thing you know, you're going to tell me that there's a guy over there just like you.
Seriously, there is.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Global shipping.
See you tomorrow.
With a very familiar face. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
And accepting the trophy for Car and Driver's 2004 Best Luxury SUV, the Cadillac SRX Performance Utility. Car and Driver's 2004 Best Luxury SUV. Cadillac. Breakthrough.
In the sea of online investing, only one place knows how to satisfy the hungriest of traders. That's Power E-Trade. With flat $9.99 commissions, the industry-leading 2-second execution guarantee, and dedicated service for active traders. And now you can attack the markets with 50 free trade commissions. If you could use the #1 site for active traders, why on earth wouldn't you? Call 1-877-E-TRADE2 or visit getpoweretrade.com today.
Moving in on 2 hours sleep? That's a headache. The moment of choice, Tylenol or Advil for fast headache relief. Advil liquid gels work faster, stronger, better than Tylenol on tough headaches.
Hey, guys. Hey.
Thank you, Advil. Advance to Advil relief.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy, it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
So you're telling me we can get 8 million L28s at 6 1/4, and by the 10th?
It's covered.
And we can move them all from South China to LA for distribution by the 1st of next month.
Ocean freight, all set?
and no customs hassles.
None, right? They'll be cleared.
The supply chain experts at UPS will help you keep the promises you make.
Cross your heart?
Your supply chain synchronized. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
B.J. Elder had his ankle retaped, and he's strapping it on right now, ready to get back on the floor.
And that's valiant, but at this point in time, you know, I don't know what he can bring to the table. Limited mobility. He becomes a defensive liability if he's in this game for Georgia Tech. And I doubt seriously that Paul Hewitt would put him back in.
Here's Lee along with Padgett, Giddens, Simeon, and Miles. And a foul on Bynum, too close to Miles. Monday on CBS, CYCSI Miami is Monday's #1 new drama. Don't miss a new episode at 10/9 Central on CBS, America's most watched network. So Bynum and Moore head out of the game. Muhammad and Jack back in. Inside Simeon, triple team, turns, and hits.
And you know how Wayne Simeon is now getting open. We talked about what he does on the perimeter. He's setting screens and then rolling, so he's on the move, and the defense cannot catch up with him.
Simeon with 9 points this half. Kansas with the lead once again. Schencher, great position. Give it to the big guy. Finds Muhammad, wraps it around. McHenry lays it in. Into the front court, Padgett, nice catch, up, and he misses the layup.
Big fella's got to learn to dunk on the run.
Now Jack crosses over. Sweet. 15 points for Jared Jack. 51-48 Georgia Tech. Michael Lee picks up the dribble, and Miles resets it with 10 on the shot clock. Down the lane, on the holy Toledo. Beautifully done by Miles.
Splits the defense, you double team, you got to keep feet together. You don't allow a slippery guy like Aaron Miles to split you.
51-50 Tech. Jack, the kick, McHenry, and a weak side rebound to Lee. Kansas can take the lead here. Lee with 5 boards. They're looking for Simeon, and a foul inside. McHenry trying to get around Simeon, but held it.
Well, the effectiveness of Kansas on offense has a lot to do with Aaron Miles splitting defense and putting pressure on the back line. And Wayne Simeon setting up on the perimeter, setting picks, receives before the collapse of the defense, and gets an open look. So Kansas seemingly has solved the Georgia Tech defense.
Anthony McHenry picks up his 4th foul. 8:16 to play. 51-50 Georgia Tech. Here's Giddens now. Back in the game. Langford back as well.
That's a good reset right there. That's discipline. Rather than go off, set something up.
Here's Lee, offensive foul.
And
got too deep.
As soon as I say that, you go off a little while. Michael Lee is a slasher, but you got to work with your teammates.
7:46 to play, 1-point game in St. Louis.
The ML350 comes standard with emergency sensing brake assist, electronic stability program, 8 airbags, and permanent 4-wheel drive. The extended forearm hand block, however, is optional. The M-Class starts at $38,670.
It's NCAA March Madness.
And Papa John's is part of the action.
Tell us about it, Papa John.
First, get any large specialty pizza for a winning price.
And what about the ball?
Yes, get a limited edition Final Four basketball and a Coke for just $5.99.
Get a limited edition basketball and any 2-liter of Coca-Cola for just $5.99 when you buy any large Papa John's specialty pizza for just $10.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Call now and have a ball.
People love that ball.
Yeah, I'm coming through right
now. Anthony? Yeah. Need you 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Anthony. Yo, Paul. What you doing here, man?
Just waiting for you.
Cool. What's up?
It takes a lot of guts to talk to your friends about their problems with drugs or drinking. But it can make all the difference.
Don't miss the adventure of a lifetime. See why Entertainment Weekly calls Survivor All-Stars the best Survivor ever. A new Survivor on its regular night, CBS Thursday.
And a look at the game summary.
And you take a look right there. That's the decision you want to make if you're Kansas, finding a solution. After shooting 11 of 33 and 3 for 10 from beyond the arc, they seem to have found their stride against the changing defenses of Georgia Tech.
Now Kansas showing a little full court pressure. Jack and Moore walk it into the front court with 25 on the shot clock. Here's Muhammad along with Jack inside. Schencher turns and rattles one home. Luke Schencher, what a game. 13 points.
And he's becoming that reliable low-post scorer for Georgia Tech in this game. Whenever you have difficulty scoring, you want to be able to go inside to someone for a high percentage shot.
He's 4 of 4 from the field. Langford. Langford popping out on the wing. Guarded by Muhammad. Can't shake him. Looks like he's walking in mud. Now Simeon. Power dribble, strip. Langford picks it up. And fouled by Schencher.
What a tough foul by Schencher with only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. But on the offensive end, he's done a terrific job being that reliable down-low player. And Georgia Tech doing a much better job of finding him and getting the ball to him in positions where he can use it. But that foul, not a good one. Bailed Langford out, off-balance shot, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. You got to understand the time and score situation.
Langford missing the first. Schencher 4-4 from the field, 5 of 6 from the free throw line as Miles and Graves come in for Padgett and Lee. Second free throw good for Langford. 53-51. Schencher. Extra pass, Muhammad quickly across the lane, elevates and hits the big hook. 6 points for Muhammad. He also has 8 rebounds.
Muhammad going a little old school right there with the swinging door hook.
Now Miles. Giddens around a screen. Beautiful form as he rattles it home.
Inside the line, though, that was just the 2.
Jack a 15-footer and answers. Just don't see that too often from Jared Jack, who has 17.
Well, you know, at the beginning of this game, Jared Jack asserted himself right from the jump and got his team a lead and now he's got to reassert himself as the defenses are starting to flatten out and give him that shot.
57-53. Giddens again from downtown.
That one was a three.
A one-point game. 5:34 to go. Moore. Muhammad. Foul.
Oh, nice job again. Moore with the penetration. Just a little drop off to Muhammad, giving him enough room to be able to explode to the basket. And it doesn't take much. Again, just a little drop off, and Muhammad sees that open spot, and he elevates.
And that is the third foul on Langford as the ball boys get busy underneath the basket. And wipe up the sweat with Ismail Muhammad ready to shoot two. A 47% free throw shooter. Looked great on the first.
That was the reverse jinx, Gus. You force a lot of 80% free throw shooters to miss.
Muhammad 3 of 4 today from the line. Second one long. 58-56. Here we go, folks. It's getting warm in the Edward Jones Dome. Langford, 15-footer, and it's pure.
Degree of difficulty extraordinary, shooting over the long arms of 7'1" Luke Spencer.
58 apiece. Jack, stop and start. And one. That is a big-time move for Jared Jack. 19 points today.
And Jack knew it even before the ball went down. He knew he had to spin. Again, using Shencher, getting in the paint, asserting himself, and he's screaming before it falls.
And Langford picks up his fourth foul. Jack adds the free throw. 20 points for Jarrett. And McHenry comes back into the game for Georgia Tech. He's playing with 4 fouls. Under 5 to go. Giddens has hit his last 2.
Again, more pressure on the ball as Kansas has had more success in the paint.
Langford down the lane, block. Here comes Jack. 3 on 2. He's got Shencher. Big fella kept it up high and banked it in. Timeout, Kansas. 4:33 to play. 63-58 Tech.
In the sea of online investing, only one place knows how to satisfy the hungriest of traders. That's Power E-Trade. With flat $9.99 commissions, the industry-leading 2-second execution guarantee, and dedicated service for active traders. And now you can attack the markets with 50 free trade commissions. If you could use the #1 site for active traders, why on earth wouldn't you? Call 1-877-E-TRADE2 or visit getpoweretrade.com today.
Don't forget, coming up next, what a game. Xavier, folks, if you haven't had a chance to watch them, they are serious. Lionel Chalmers, a senior from Albany, New York, has been having a terrific tournament. Romain Sato, their 2-guard, also shooting it well. Reddick and Dang. Well, what else can you say about the Blue Devils?
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's an inside game, interior game, Duke obviously will have the advantage. But Xavier, they look to control tempo, make it a guard-oriented game. They're on a magical ride.
Kansas trying to keep the ride going. 63-58. Giddens wide open, quick release. And McHenry comes up with the rebound. Jack again. Off of his foot, right into the hands of McHenry. Has it partially blocked, gets it back, lays it in.
Boy, sometimes it pays to be lucky as opposed to good. An error by Jack turns into a bucket.
7-0 run for Tech. Now Simeon. Inside, Graves foul. But that is the man you want to foul. Jeff Graves, a 62% free throw shooter.
What's about here, guys?
Jeff Graves, one of those bruisers inside that should have more success than he's had. 2 for 5 from the field in this game, only 4 rebounds. Georgia Tech's done a nice job of taking him out of this basketball game.
And it rims out.
But we talked about 2 guys who were behind the scenes but needed to come up big today, and both of them living up to billing. Miles, 11.7 assists, but look at Luke Schenscher. Perfect from the field, 15 points. Changed an awful lot of shots on defense.
Graves misses a pair. So Kansas comes up empty. 3:30 to go. Can Georgia Tech hold on? A lot of time left in this game. Now the Yellow Jackets spread it out a bit. Moore runs a point, and Georgia Tech wants a timeout. 3:19 to play. Back right after this.
Give me the money. Give me.
Sorry, man. Oh, I feel terrible.
Oh, no, it's on me, sir.
So I bet you like an autograph, huh?
Whatever.
Yeah, I can't believe it's me either.
Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, Cold Case, and the CBS Sunday movie Jesus on America's Most Watched Network. 3:19 left in the second half. 65-58, Georgia Tech. Moore, baseline cutter, gets it back to Jack. Down low, deflected, into the hands of Langford.
Boy, that was a careless pass by Jared Jack. He knows better.
Langford up, and the foul.
And after Langford scores, Jack very frustrated with himself. And here in transition, this is what the errant pass results in. Keith Langford, we talked about him before. He comes to play. When he comes to play, he's as dangerous as they get on the perimeter. Not only can he shoot it, but off the bounce, he'll bring some explosiveness to the basket. If there was a better time for Keith Langford to get started, I don't know when it is. Kansas needs him.
Langford, 10 points now. Free throw coming. And it's good. 65-61. Georgia Tech.
So just when I'm thinking, isn't there a car out there I could get excited about? Wham! There's this car with all this stuff. Then as I'm thinking, now here's a car I could see myself in. Wham! There's this other car with all this stuff. 2 cars, the same, yet different. Kind of like those twins I met in Chicago.
The all-new Mazda 3 and Mazda 3 5-door. Rethink what's possible.
So where are we on wireless?
It's obvious. Default to AT&T Wireless.
Obviously.
We could obviously consider someone else.
Well, it's obvious that wouldn't be
Obvious.
But comparing high-speed wireless data networks, Sprint covers 25 million more people than AT&T Wireless in places we do business.
More people, more places? Seems pretty...
obvious? Let's check out Sprint.
With more coverage, it's just so...
self-evident.
Get better high-speed data coverage. Get the facts at Sprint.com. One Sprint, many solutions.
The thrill of white-knuckle driving obviously came from someone with white knuckles.
Great day, let's bring her in.
Formula One-inspired Michelin Pilot Series high-performance tires.
Or not.
Michelin, because so much performance is riding on your tires.
I was president of the company that I founded in the poultry business, portion control boneless chicken breast. Had an opportunity to get out of the business on a profitable basis. I believe I can be successful as an executive in almost any industry.
Monster, today's the day.
For some, recovery is a long road. For men, they reach for revitalizing lotion Q10. Because Q10 replenishes skin to feel healthy, firm, and fit. Especially when you don't. Nivea for men, more evolved skincare.
Call me?
Really?
Of course.
So, did you kiss her?
2 more weeks, Dad? I'm cutting you loose.
Your student driver is going solo. Don't insure him with just anybody. Get a State Farm agent, someone you can count on to be there with young driver discounts and the coverage you need now. No wonder more families trust State Farm.
Did he kiss her?
(65-61) Georgia Tech. 3 minutes remaining. The winner will move on to San Antonio and play in the Final Four. Georgia Tech in white with the ball.
Kansas looking to shake them up, a little bit of a half-court trap. Watch Clarence Moore. He's making Wayne Simeon run all over the floor.
Bynum, he's been fearless in this tournament. Lost it, Langford saved it. What a save by Langford. Remember, this kid has a bad knee. Bynum almost stripping Miles. Miles getting sloppy with the basketball. Now the crossover, Miles down the lane, no. And not a good shot by Aaron Miles. Simeon picks up the foul. And that's the 17th foul against Kansas. And a look at the bracket.
Well, again, obviously you look at the winner of this game goes on to meet Oklahoma State. And boy, if it's Duke and Connecticut, that should be a final rather than a semifinal. And I say if it's Duke and Connecticut, because Xavier, as we said, on a magic run, doesn't seem to be anything that they can't do so far.
So here's Clarence Moore. Misses the 1-and-1. Kansas with great opportunity here as the KU fans in attendance rise to their feet. Miles, Langford, the kick, Miles, blocked by Jack out of bounds. Wow! Jack closed on him in a second.
And I tell you what, I'm very surprised with Kansas the way their offense is unfolding. Wayne Simeon has not had a shot in almost 8 minutes. He's the guy that brought him back, hitting from the outside, running the floor, and he hasn't really had many touches and no shots.
18 on the shot clock, under 2 to play. Miles quickly down the lane, hands. What's that? Offensive foul against Aaron Miles.
It's a question of judgment, and here against a set defense, Miles forces the issue. And again, I am just absolutely surprised that there was not even an attempt to look to Wayne Simeon. As you see the charge right there, Moore doing a nice job of anticipating and taking the spot.
Georgia Tech. And we get a stoppage in play. Looks like Tech and the officials allow Georgia Tech to get a timeout. 1:52 to go. 65-61.
This is crabgrass. I don't want to see crabgrass in my lawn. We put down Scott's Turf Builder with Halts in the early spring.
That's the only thing I ever use. Scott's puts this protective barrier over the lawn.
And it stops the crabgrass from germinating. Turf Builder with Halts, the best defense against crabgrass.
You're really trying to live healthy, but using a highly abrasive toothpaste? Huh? Use Arm & Hammer Advance White with baking soda. It cleans while gently dissolving stains. Teeth get 3 shades whiter with just 1 tube. Advance White, a healthy way to white.
Let's check out the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. Stepping up today, Clarence Moore. with 14, Jared Jack with 20, and how about big Luke Schencher?
And he
15 points.
He is the absolute surprise because he's been involved on the offensive end. Normally he's an afterthought.
Get complete tournament coverage at CBSSportsline.com. Georgia Tech a minute and 48 seconds away from their first Final Four since 1990. Jack rolls high. Lewis, no points today. Finds Schencher. He's double. They reverse it. Jack fires. That one way off the mark. Rebounded by Langford. Kansas still with time. Here comes Langford.
Much better decision that time as opposed to Miles forcing the issue before.
Langford again. Up and gets the bounce. And we've got a two-point game. 65-63.
Keith Langford came to play, huh?
Especially in the second half. He's got 13. A minute to go to steal. Miles picks Jack's pocket. And Jack returns the favor. Here comes Jack. And he peels it out wisely and milks the clock. Whoa.
Kansas, all they have to do is play defense. They're going to get the ball back.
Jack shakes off Miles.
Solid defense is all they need to do.
And Miles commits the foul.
Well, here's the sequence. Jack dribbles into Miles, and he didn't bury his head. He just got back on defense and was able to get it again.
And Aaron Miles, unaware of the game clock and the shot clock, fouls Jack. As you mentioned, he didn't need to foul him because Georgia Tech, rather Kansas, would get another opportunity to get the ball if they were able to rebound. And Jack is 6 for 6 from the line today. Back after this.
Sometimes in the face of insurmountable odds, unlikely heroes are born. As precious seconds ticked away, you took an impossible amount of data and turned it into something impossibly good. You have the new Microsoft Office system. Victory is yours.
65-63 Georgia Tech. Let's reset it for you. Both teams shooting 1-1, each with a timeout left. And potentially a costly mistake for Aaron Miles, fouling Jared Jack. And Jack 6 for 6 from the line this afternoon.
Unless he knows something that I don't know. The Kansas, with a 2-point deficit, needed to play solid defense. Maybe they make a stop, get possession of the ball, and still have time to come down and tie or win it. Now, Jack has a chance to make it a 2-possession game.
Gets the first. Tech up by 3. He's 7 of 7, 21 points. And he's short-armed the second. Kansas needs a 3 to tie. Do you go for 3 or 2 right here?
You go for the quickest shot you can get and the best shot you can get.
Langford kicks it out. Miles. Now Simeon. Baseline jump hook. No. Loose. Pops out Graves. Now they got to go for 3. Giddens fired. Yeah! And we're tied at 66. Georgia Tech, college basketball. How about this?
The passage is intense, but if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
We need a car. A sports car. A wagon. Silver. And certified pre-owned. That one.
AutoTrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we gotta sell our car.
I need a car. AutoTrader.com. Your car is waiting.
With 11 seconds remaining, we're tied. And look at Giddens on the bottom left of your screen asking for the ball. He had the feeling. And now his team has the feeling.
J.R. Giddens, 15 points. 8 coming in the last 6 minutes. His third three-pointer of the game, but Georgia Tech will get one more crack at it.
Big couple of situations. Giddens, a freshman, asking for the ball in a clutch situation. That's marvelous. And how big was that Aaron Miles foul? Because that would have been a 2-point deficit had they been able to make a stop defensively.
Bynum to Jack. They're going to give it to their leader. 8 seconds to go. Jack. Lewis, he hadn't hit a shot all day to the bucket. Short. Bynum. No. More. And we're heading for overtime. We wouldn't have it any other way here at CBS. Overtime in St. Louis.
All right, the game is on the line. The pressure's on. Here's the situation. You've got 2 children. College tuition is in sight. Retirement is breathing down your neck.
Who do you go to in the clutch? Over 50 million customers rely on us when their money is on the line. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
So just when I'm thinking, isn't there a car out there I could get excited about? Wham! There's this car with all this stuff. Then as I'm thinking, now here's a car I could see myself in. Wham! There's this other car with all this stuff. 2 cars, the same, yet different. Kind of like those twins I met in Chicago.
The all-new Mazda 3 and Mazda 3 5-door. Rethink what's possible.
And Georgia Tech's last attempt at the basket, not very well conceived. They give it to Marvin Lewis, who can hit the jumper, but he doesn't have the explosiveness. Take a look at the clock. Just can't get the shot off. Lewis receives on the freshman, J.R. Giddens. Doesn't have the jumper, drives to the basket. Georgia Tech not able to put it down. The bench just hoping for a miracle and have to settle for playing in overtime. And you talk about hoping for some defense. These guys are happy to be in overtime.
And it looked like the freshman Giddens on the Lewis drive got a piece of the ball from behind. So we are ready. 5 minutes on the clock. No tomorrow for either one of these teams. Here's Schencher. Graves, and it's controlled by KU.
Well, again, right away, we mentioned it before. The end of this game, the second part of this game, Simeon doesn't even touch it.
And Langford drives a foul.
Now, granted, Keith Langford and to an extent Aaron Miles, we're making things happen offensively, but you got to set the tone. And the guy that's gotten you here in Wayne Simeon forced the defense to collapse on him as they have. Now you got Langford and Miles hot. Kick it back out and let them do their thing.
Third foul on Muhammad. Langford gets the first one to go, and Kansas takes its first lead in overtime. And what a tale of 2 halves for Keith Langford. 12 in the second half, looking for 13 right here. And he's got it. Here comes Jack. Schencher in the high post.
If you're Georgia Tech, you can't settle for jumpers. Got to continue to attack the rim.
Jack backs it up, resets. Marvin Lewis hasn't hit a shot today. Jack down the lane, the double clutcher. 23 points for the sophomore from Fort Washington, Maryland. Giddens has been huge in the second half. Simeon, as you mentioned, Lenny can't get a touch.
And he's broken open several times. Teammates a little bit distracted.
Miles short. Moore with the rebound. Georgia Tech can take the lead on this trip. Jack crosses over. Rejected. Langford. Here comes Keith Langford. Pushes off. Offensive foul. Good call. Jim Burr standing on the play.
You talk about clutch defense. Watch Muhammad take away the left hand, and he forces Langford to go right. You saw the arm reach out. Take the left away, make him go right, which he doesn't handle very well, and there's the push-off. Excellent defense.
And Bill Self is yelling from the Kansas sideline.
Excellent defense.
That Muhammad flopped. We'd have to disagree. Langford fouls out with 15 points.
Even if he did, though, what he did was take away the strong hand, and he forced Langford to flail out with the left hand. Langford put himself in a position for that call by fumbling the ball and then reaching out and pushing off.
.68 apiece. Let's take a look at the foul situation for Kansas. Langford's gone. Miles, Simeon, Lee with 3. For Georgia Tech, Lewis, McHenry, both with 4. Muhammad with 3.
Well, none of the real key guys for Georgia Tech, particularly on offense, are in foul trouble. And obviously for Kansas, what a blow. Keith Langford really starting to play to his potential in the second half. And now he's forced to watch this game.
Now Padgett comes in for Graves. Here's Jack. Lewis. Not even looking at the basket now, Marvin Lewis.
That's a lack of confidence on Marvin Lewis's part. See, he's not even looking at it. You're right.
Muhammad on the hop. Whoa, he tried to jam it down. Where'd that come from?
Hey, that's Ismail Muhammad. If you don't know,
now I know.
He's got elevator hops. Once again, just one step to the basket, and he elevates. He got hit from behind. He's about to rip that rim.
Muhammad 3 of 5 from the line as we take another look. Muhammad, a junior from Atlanta, gets the first one to go as Tech takes a 1-point lead. Here come a couple of subs. Lewis heads out. Moore heads out. Bynum and McHenry.
And these guys are absolutely defensive substitutions right now. McHenry, a versatile defender, can play just about every position defensively. And Bynum, a stick-to-it guy on the ball.
Ball squirts out, picked up by Jared Jack on the miss.
Using big, tall Schencher as a conduit for the offense makes it easy to get it where you want it.
And Jack posting up. And a very nice adjustment by Coach Paul Hewitt. Now he's sending his best player on the block to post up the smaller Kansas guards, Michael Lee and Miles. So Jack, 7 of 8 from the line, has a career high 23. Gets the first one to go. Georgia Tech in the double bonus. They'll shoot 2 from this point on.
And it's guys like Jared Jack that make Georgia Tech so difficult to defend because they've got such versatility.
2 free throws good.
Got a point guard able to post people up. You got big people able to shoot on the baseline and from outside. And you got a number of guys at 6'5", 6'6", able to defend anybody on the floor.
Kansas is going to have to go back to their best player, Simeon. He has to touch it. Gittins short. Long rebound to Jack.
That's a rush shot by J.R. Gittins, a freshman, taking a quick shot, a long shot. And again, it bears repeating. So surprised Kansas has not explored Wayne Simeon.
This game was tied at the end of regulation, 66 apiece. Gittins reaching in. Simeon dives. What a play! Now Lee. and a foul. And that should be the 10th team foul against the Yellow Jackets. But Wayne Simeon leaving it all on the floor.
Well, just because he's not getting it on the offensive end doesn't mean that he's cheating you with effort on the defensive end. We mentioned it before. Last 12.5 minutes, Wayne Simeon's gotten one shot. But on the defensive end, he's not letting that bother him. He's putting forth the effort.
Here comes Lewis back into the game. Michael Lee, an 83% free throw shooter. Oh, and he missed it. Graves with the rebound. Back to Lee. Oh, my goodness, we're tied again.
You've heard me say it often enough. Down the stretch, it comes down to fundamentals. And the key fundamental is block off the glass, and Georgia Tech fails.
71-71. Neither team giving any ground. Jack. The kick. Bynum. Bang! .148 to play. Don't go away. 74-71.
Give me the money. Give me.
Sorry, man. Oh, I feel terrible.
Oh, no, it's on me, sir.
So I bet you like an autograph, huh?
Whatever.
Yeah, I can't believe it's me either.
A beautiful thing about women, they don't sweat like a guy.
Arm & Hammer Ultramax Antiperspirant Gel.
It's made just for guys.
Superior odor protection versus the leading gel at 8, 12, even 24 hours.
That's all the muscle a man needs.
Ultramax Gel.
Taco Bell's new Fiesta Taco Salad. All the tastes you love with a new tangy chunky salsa and new lime seasoned crunchy tortilla strips. Now even more irresistible. For a taco salad that's even better than the original, think outside the bun.
Georgia Tech leads by 3 here in overtime, and it's been the penetration of Jared Jack all afternoon that's created opportunities for others, and Will Bynum just capitalizes. Look at the shot clock, bottom left of your screen. Jack with the kick out after, forcing the Kansas defense to collapse, and Bynum all-day music.
Jared Jack, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. 4 points and a key assist in overtime. 3-point lead for Georgia Tech. Now Miles. Miles gets to the basket, the kick, Lee, rise and fire off the heel of the rim. And another rebound for Jared Jack, his 8th.
Kansas trying to get open looks off of ball penetration, and I still maintain you got to get the ball inside the Simeon on the low block. Just force the defense to collapse so you can go inside out. But again, another trip down, another missed opportunity to give Simeon a shot.
A minute standing in the way of Georgia Tech advancing to the Final Four. Jack around the screen. Lewis steps back. 7 to shoot. Jack's got to hurry. Wheeling. Stripped and foul. And he is the wrong man to foul. Jack, 9 of 10 from the line today.
And the maestro, usually conducting the orchestra, has gone solo here in overtime and creates another opportunity. He said, yeah, I like that.
And Michael Lee fouls out with 11 points off the bench for Kansas. And that will bring in Jeremy Case, a freshman from McAlester, Oklahoma. So Langford, as well as Lee, both fouling out with 46.8 to go.
And it's been the aggressiveness, as I mentioned, Jared Jack and the other Yellow Jackets getting to the line. About to be the 29th attempt from the free throw line as opposed to 19 for Kansas.
Don't forget, coming up next, Xavier Duke. The final piece of the puzzle. 46.8 seconds to go right here, though. 74-71 with Jarrett Jack going to the free throw line to shoot 2.
He's got an opportunity right now to make this 2-possession ball game in 46.8 seconds. Obviously, that means that Kansas will get possession after the free throws, and they'll have to find another possession by stopping Georgia Tech in order to get back even in this ball game or take the lead.
Second one is good. 6 points in overtime for Jarrett Jack. Jayhawks have to hurry now.
You got to push the ball up, though. Got to be a quick hitter, get back on defense.
Miles tried to draw the foul and travels. That's a terrific call. Miles tried to get slick. And the officials here, who've done an excellent job, will not have it. He tried to draw the foul, and he is unsuccessful. And that may do it for Kansas. 36.2 to go, 76-71.
You'd expect a luxury sedan to have aerodynamic lines. But Lexus engineers went a step further. Dimpled panels were used on the undercarriage to reduce noise and lower wind resistance. So it's aerodynamic from every angle.
That ought to do it. Oh, you're going international, huh?
That's the plan.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Hey, Frank, little help!
Here you go, guys.
Hey, ragazzi! Hey, Franco! Che aiuti?
Ci vediamo.
Ciao, Franco.
Ciao.
Ecco i pacchi dell'America.
Sì, lavoriamo con l'estero, eh?
Ti ringrazio.
Complimenti.
Global shipping with a very familiar face. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
76-71, Georgia Tech with the lead and the ball, and a curious move by Aaron Miles.
Watch him step into the defender, Muhammad, try to draw the foul. Now, he does bounce the ball on the floor. So I'm not so sure it was, in fact, a travel. He bounced it before he went down.
Here's Lewis, and he is fouled, bringing it into the front court. But the story in this game, the play of Jarrett Jack.
Well, Jarrett Jack, again, made it happen right from the jump with penetration. He's been able to get into the teeth of the Kansas defense time after time, create for himself as well as create for others. His ability, his aggressiveness has been the key to this game. He did not let his team relax.
And Lewis misses the first free throw, his first time at the line today.
Now, the only thing I can think of, obviously, Aaron Miles did not have a dribble, and that's why he was called for the travel.
He probably should have been called for a foul.
But that's a young man that's been to 2 Final Fours already, playing significant roles in each. And he's a guy that has experience in playing in these types of games deep into the NCAA tournament. So that's why it's so puzzling with that poor judgment.
Second one for Lewis is good. Tech has scored the last 6 points after the game was tied at 71. Miles has got to get it going. Simeon for 3. In and out. Giddens was there, can't hold on, and a foul called on Case.
And how ironic was that last play? The guy who brought you here with terrific inside play, and the only time he can touch the ball is at the free throw line.
The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are J.R. Giddens, 15 points, and Jarrett Jack, a career high 27, to go along with 9 rebounds, 6 assists. And he is 11 of 12 from the line as we speak. 2 more coming for Jarrett. And the first is good. So without their star player, B.J. Elder, he gave it a go, but the ankle sprained on Friday, just too painful. B.J. Elder, 0 for 2 from the field. Marvin Lewis struggling as well. Only 1 point in the game after the 23-point effort on Friday. Somebody had to rise to this great occasion, and it's been Jarrett Jack. 79-71. Case for 3. Rebounded Lewis, and that will do it. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets out of the ACC is heading for San Antonio. The final 79-71. Tech finishes on an 8-0 run. So the bracket for the Final Four, Georgia Tech and Oklahoma State. And coming up after this, we'll go to Xavier and Duke for the final spot.
Isaiah. Alcindor. Bryce. Hurley. Calvin Hayes. Patrick Ewing.
You decide the Pontiac All-Time Tournament team at ncaasports.com/Pontiac and register for your chance to win 4 tickets to the 2005 Men's Final Four and a 2004 Pontiac GTO.
Can't believe you said that.
So you've been sharing a wireless phone?
Really?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
My turn.
Here you go. So you can see the problem.
And I have the solution.
Why share phones to save money? Right now, get a Sprint PCS Vision phone for $29.99. Plus, get unlimited night minutes starting at 7 p.m. on new service plans. Sprint PCS.
The thrill of white-knuckle driving obviously came from someone with white knuckles.
Great day, let's bring her in.
Formula One-inspired Michelin Pilot Series high-performance tires.
Or not.
Michelin, because so much performance is riding on your tires.
In the sea of online investing, only one place knows how to satisfy the hungriest of traders. That's Power E-Trade. With flat $9.99 commissions, the industry-leading 2-second execution guarantee, and dedicated service for active traders. And now you can attack the markets with 50 free trade commissions. If you could use the #1 site for active traders, why on earth wouldn't you? Call 1-877-E-TRADE2 or visit getpoweretrade.com today.
Catch CSI Miami, Mondays on CBS. It's all here.
March is the time to make your move to Buick quality with special lease offers on Buick's refined SUVs. The brand new Buick Rainier and the remarkably versatile Rendezvous.
NCAA basketball brought to you locally in part by Lionsgate Films' The Punisher.
On April 16th, a man with nothing to live for
We're really sorry about your family.
will become a hero.
Don't let your memories kill you.
They can't kill me. I'm already dead. With everything to fight for. Those who do evil to others will come to know me well.
No one's ever stood up for me before.
The Punisher, rated R. In theaters everywhere, April 16th. All-new BMW X3. Lease yours for only $399 a month, now through March 31st.
Nice. Real nice. Good. Good times two. Single. Double.
What are you doing?
Double. Single.
White Castle doubles. Cheese, bacon cheese, and jalapeno cheese. They're double delicious. White Castle, what you crave.
Lease Buick's remarkable SUV, Rendezvous CX, for around $299 a month, no checkbook required. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. Call for details. Offer ends March 31st.
We welcome you to the Georgia Dome in Atlanta and this final regional final. The 7-seeded Xavier Musketeers against the top-seeded Blue Devils of Duke. We began with 65 teams in this mosaic we called the NCAA tournament 12 days ago. Now we place the final piece of glass into the Final Four. Duke or Xavier will advance to take on UConn, Georgia Tech, and Oklahoma State are already there. Let's check the starting lineups brought to you by Pontiac. On the left for Xavier, Miles, Dolman, Cage. The two seniors in the backcourt, Chalmers and Sato. On the right for Duke, Deng, Williams, Chris Duhon, bruised back and all. J.J. Redick and Daniel Ewing. Mike Krzyzewski in his 24th season as the head coach at Duke University. He is 9-1 in regional finals. And Thad Matta, 36 years of age, has the Musketeers into a regional final for the first time in the history of the program. The officiating crew, Mike Kitts, Olandis Poole, Patrick Driscoll. With Bill Raftery, I'm Vern Lundquist. We welcome you to Georgia. And Xavier has it.
And Vern Lundquist, Duke goes.
Into the hands of Lionel Chalmers, who lit up the first two teams in the NCAA tournament. There's Romain Sato, first shot. Chris Duhon, who had 10 rebounds the other night, a career high, gets the first.
Anything to win, and Duhon was on Sato. Interesting matchup. See if he's offensive minded. He's been passing and rebounding.
Luol Deng in the low post. That one misfires. Deng tries to chase it down on the floor. And here's Dolman, the freshman, 6'9" freshman from Union, Kentucky. Short. Rebound, J.J. Redick for Duke.
How about that confidence with the left hand by the rookie?
Now Duhon, who injured his ribs in the lower back on his right side in the ACC championship game against Duke. A courageous performance the other night, 37 minutes.
A nice job breaking down by Sato. They're going to have to double, or Williams is going to have a big day. And they can't afford Miles to have foul problems. If you're going to rake, stay there.
Anthony Miles, one of the three seniors in the starting lineup for Xavier, commits the first foul. The 6'9" from 245-pounder from Chicago.
Very important for Xavier to be sound on the offensive end. I think they're going to have to use the dribble drive. Lionel Chalmers is very good getting into the thick of things and kicking and finding people.
Sheldon Williams, the sophomore from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Over the course of the year, a 69% free throw shooter, has one more.
Straight up full court pressure. They're going to really take the game to them. Duke with a zone trap.
Here's Dolman, one of two freshmen in the starting lineup. Here's the other, Justin Cage. And back to the senior Romain Sato.
And I like their idea that they were going to attack if it was there. Instead, settle.
Chalmers tries to split the two defenders, and Deng, I believe, is going to get called for the foul. Well, Duke has advanced by defeating Alabama State, Seton Hall, and then the other night they extended their lead in the second half and won going away by 10 over the 5th seed Illinois, 72-62.
Now they're going to run that high pick and roll, so with the first early foul for Deng, that could become a problem. They like to double the dribbler.
Daniel Ewing has been assigned the defensive responsibilities for Chalmers. Little quick dribble, jump stop, back outside. Dolman, he puts it on the floor, takes the jumper, no, and a rebound. Sheldon Williams for Duke.
Nice job by Deng defensively.
Duhon, who only scored from the free throw line the other night. J.J. Redick, the pump fake, misses his first.
Well, you got to close out under control. Don't give him those open looks.
Nice. Chalmers taken away. It's on the floor. Timeout called, Duke. 18:07 to go, first half. 1-0.
Very nice.
Like all light beers, it's low in carbs. Unlike any other light beer, it's got the great taste of Bud Light. What we have here is a failure to compromise. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
It's a beautiful morning.
I don't want to go surfing, and I'm not looking to sail around the world. All I want is to get out here early and surprise a few clams.
Ask your doctor today about Vioxx, a prescription medicine from Merck, and find out what Vioxx can do for you.
My doctor prescribed Vioxx, and I stayed with it.
Vioxx.
This is how it should be. No more traffic jams, no more slow people. Just real power and the freedom to let it loose. The new Pontiac GTO, GXP, and Grand Prix Comp G. 2 V8s and the supercharged V6 that acts like one. That's fuel for the soul.
Right now, Elizabeth on my buddy list is having a real party. She picked the 15th over the number 2 seed because she liked the mascot. Me? I'm not having a party right now. Oh.
Now you can get AOL Instant Messenger right on your Singular phone. Take your buddy list with you anywhere and get unlimited instant messaging for $2.99 and a great deal on I Am Ready Nokia phones.
I call it the "How do you like your furry mascot now" plan.
AOL Instant Messenger, another reason Singular fits you best.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the Men's Basketball Championship is sponsored by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Singular Wireless, Audi, and by Bud Light.
One nothing. Duke has an early lead with the free throw by Williams. They are concerned, as I think all Duke fans are, with the well-being of Chris Duhon, Bill.
Well, when you're a player and a leader, you have to play in pain. Occasionally we play in pain, but this is a young guy that does anything to help his team. I think he's put the rap a little bit lower. It was more visible the other night. I think that's enabled him to shoot the basketball. He's done everything else, but look on the offensive end.
He is the only senior in the starting 5 for Duke. And here's Ewing. How about that? Off the glass. They still haven't hit. Now Romain Sato, the senior from the Central African Republic. And Justin Cage.
They've got Dolman inside. Now he pops out, moving Deng in and out. I think Miles deserves a touch for this team. They got to punish Williams a little, make him guard.
Get any sense of nerves by either team in the first 2.5 minutes?
I think they're playing hard, but this is the end that does show. Maybe you just pull the string a little bit, not as confident with the stroke.
Still haven't had a field goal, and we played 2.5 minutes. Now Chris Duhon, he's guarded by Chalmers. That's senior on senior. Back it comes to Ewing.
And they're trying to jam down when Williams is in the box area. That's how Deng got the open look.
Deng, who can hit that long-range basket, misses that one. Here's Dolman at the other end. Miles measures it, decides to pass, gets inside where the trees are. That's off the glass. No, still no field goal.
Nice hustle by Reddick to run it down. A little bit of a forced shot that time by Xavier. Reddick's got to start moving to use those post screens.
0 for 9 from the field by both teams so far. Here's Deng. Off the glass. Rebound Anthony Miles.
And solid balance by Duke.
Chalmers. Little runner. Still not there.